Hey guys, Daisy Andrea here, and welcome. I am so excited to have you here on today's workshop. And of course, our topic today is weightlifting and high intensity workouts during pregnancy, busting the top 5 myths. Now, before we jump in, I want to just do a few housekeeping things and kind of orient you to the page that you're looking at right now. So when you're looking at your screen here, on your left, I do have some social share buttons. So I love this class. I hope you're going to love this class. So feel free to share with your friends what you're going to learn today, and just click whatever your preferred social media is, and I'm sure you know how to share. So I would be so thankful if you shared that. Secondly, to the right of your video screen, if you're not in full screen mode, is a chat box. And the chat box is designed for communicating and participating in the workshop. So as you know, this is not a live class. However, I still really encourage active participation. It'll kind of keep you up and awake and focused. And that chat actually goes directly to my phone. And as long as it's not 3 o'clock in the morning or some crazy hour, I can be right there with you and see that you're enjoying yourself, see that you're stoked, see that you're following up. So I definitely hope that you utilize that chat box. I think you'll get more out of the presentation if you do. And then third, I want to point you towards the bottom right button, which says questions. So unlike the chat box where it's mainly just participation, I will ask you, hit 1 if, this resonates with you. That'll be an example. Whereas questions are something maybe a little bit more in depth. Maybe you didn't understand a point that I had made. That is the place to do that. And that will go right to my messenger, and it's a little bit easier for me to communicate. Now, as you can see on the screen here, also, I will a little bit later be talking more about a program that I have created, especially for pregnant women that love CrossFit, high intensity workouts, Olympic lifting, marathoners, triathletes, more women that consider themselves athletic. So I do have a program to keep you strong through pregnancy. I'm going to talk about that a little bit later if you're interested in sticking around. So I do have some buttons on the screen that relate to that. You can certainly not worry about that. Just pay attention to those a little bit later, and I'm going to explain to you through the workshop, how the page is going to work further. But I just wanted to drop in and kind of talk to you about the tools right in front of you. You are more than welcome to, make this full screen if you want to. You can stop and pause and come back. You will have 7 days to watch this. So thank you for joining me. Let's dive right in. I am going to start sharing my screen right now. So let's see. It's always a little challenging for me. Here we go. Okay, here's my title page: weightlifting and high intensity workouts during pregnancy, busting those top 5 myths. So my name is Daisy Andrea, and thanks so much for joining me today. And here is your first opportunity to use that chat box. If you can hear me or see me, I want you to kind of show me that you're participating. Hit yes, type in yes, and tell me your name, tell me where you're from, and it's going to pop up on my phone, so I'm really excited. And So hopefully that chat box keeps you accountable. But I want to thank you for joining me in this talk today, in this workshop. And before I move on a little further, I just want to clarify a little further that this might be the right class for you. You know, a lot of people kind of don't know how to define themselves as athletes if you're not professional athletes. And I use the term athlete throughout this workshop, and it does not mean professional athlete per se. I use that term because it is someone, in my definition, who is passionate about fitness, who takes their workouts seriously, works out every day, works out continuously to improve and maybe master a goal. And that is not, in my opinion, exclusive to professional or even competitive athletes. So just to let you know, you don't have to be an Olympic marathoner or gymnast to be in this class. It's not what it's intended for. It's anyone who loves, participates, and is serious about fitness. And a lot of times, most of the people that join my programs are those that are in things like CrossFit, Olympic lifters, a lot of triathletes, high intensity training, boot camps. So to sum it up, this workout is for any pregnant woman who values fitness as a major part of who they are and their lifestyle. So let's just jump right in and go ahead. You are going to learn a lot today, especially if, of course, you're pregnant. But if you consider yourself an athletic person, you love to work out, and that can be anything from CrossFitters, if you like to do HIIT, boot camp, running, triathlete, Olympic lifters also, you know, just about anything. And also, you're in the right place if you want to continue working out while you're pregnant, if that is one of your goals. So say yes to new adventures, ladies. I hope that you'll notice the value of applying these ideas that I share with you today. So make sure that you have a pen and pad ready so that you don't miss a thing. And I want to start first off with my promise to you. And that is, if you give me your next 60 minutes and you stay focused, if you turn off all your distractions, that means any email, social media, or anything that is going to take away your attention, maybe barking dogs or screaming children, then please do your best. I really want to stress that if you tune all of that out and turn all of that off, I promise you that you will walk away feeling excited and feel empowered and motivated to stay fit during pregnancy, inspired to just dive right in, and driven to get started. Now that is my promise to you today. And I also wanted to say that I am very thrilled that you're here because I believe that this session is unique and different because the ideas that I'll be sharing with you are not the norm, and maybe they're even a little controversial, but I'm here today to help you break through some old school thinking and teach you that you're not limited to gentle walks and prenatal yoga, that you can continue most of the workouts that you love. But with that, there is a right way to safely stay fit and strong during pregnancy. You just need to be equipped with the right information that I am going to tell you and show you exactly that as we dive in. Now, I am going to get rid of all my distractions just to let you know. And I'm gonna, shut off my phone. So please do the same. And again, there is a chat box on the side. Definitely feel free, as if, if something comes to mind immediately, type it in the box. But we will be doing a Q&A section at the end. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, as things come, jot them down and we'll chat about them a little later. So let's move on to the goal of our time together. And that is to help you go from badass female athlete, again, whatever you've defined that as, to a confident, strong mom who can work out without confusion, uncertainty, and you're just kind of overall badass, strong mom. That is the goal today. Now, the problem is that we only have a short time together. I'm sure you've got a life to go back to. There's, a million things going on right now. So if it's okay, I am also going to share with you at the very end of our workshop where you can get further help if you feel that these ideas resonate with you and if you feel like you need more help. So my final ask is that you take action on the ideas that resonate with you. And who here would consider themselves to be an action taker? I know most athletes are action takers by default, so I'm pretty sure you're in that boat. Now, just to make sure that you're in the right place right now, right this minute, is if you can identify with any one of these scenarios. And number one is you just found out that you're pregnant and you've read so much conflicting information on how you should be working out while pregnant, and now you're confused on what to do. I want this to be interactive, so feel free to type in the chat box if this is something that you can relate to, and if you can, you're in the right place. Now, number two is you are in the right place if being fit and athletic is who you are and you don't want to give up training while pregnant, but you want to make sure that you and your baby are still safe. And type in two if that is you, because that is totally me. And that's awesome if you are a number two and you don't have to give up being fit. And I'm going to show you just how you can do it. Now, you, number three, are in the right place if you feel like you have no energy and you can't keep up with your usual workouts, but deep down you know that you should be doing something to stay in shape. Type three if that is you, and I bet that's everyone for sure. Now, as a thank you for sticking around, I have an awesome bonus for you at the very end, so I want you to stick around. And I am only offering this bonus for a limited time, and I'm never going to make it happen again. So hang around till the end, and I'll talk more about this amazing bonus. So before we go into our myths, I want to start out on a more positive note. I want to give you 3 truths when it comes to prenatal fitness, and listen to all 3. And then tell me which truth speaks to you the most. And again, feel free to communicate in that chat box. Now, truth number 1 is it's never too late to refocus your workouts and start a new workout plan that is effective and safe. Now, here's the great thing. Once you learn what you can and can't do, you can go through your workouts quickly without having to overthink things and worry if it's safe or not, and refocus more on results instead of what you should and should not be doing. So that is truth number 1. Now, truth number 2 is you can get amazing results from short and simple workouts. And I have a motto, and it is keep it simple and keep it short. And it's not because I am only 4'11". That is because when you work out that way, you can get your workouts in even when you don't have much time. Then on the days when you have more time, you can always adjust your workouts when you're ready. And that's how strong moms get results and stay strong. We can't expect every single workout to be 100% of our energy expended into the workout, or we can't expect every workout to be perfect, or expect that we're going to have all the energy, we're going to have all the time. So we have to do the best we can with what we've got on our plate. That was truth number 2. Now, truth number 3 is that prenatal health can be overwhelming when you think you've got to do all the things all the time. But I'm here to tell you that as long as you have a system, support, and a plan, it is super simple to be consistent. The list of things that you have to do are endless. And I know this. Things like nutrition, labor prep, of course, your exercise, doctor visits, to like even things like remembering to take your prenatal vitamins. These can become a chore. But if you're organized and planned out, these things can be super easy and become automatic. Now, I want you to get your fingers on your little keyboard there and in the chat and tell me which of those truths speaks to you the most. Do you believe all 3 of these truths are to be true? Do you struggle with any of these truths? Let me know in the chat box. I would love to hear from you. So if not, to make those truths a reality, I'm going to go through my 100% doable inner circle journey that I teach with all my clients after we bust these upcoming myths. Now, you may be wondering, what the heck is the inner circle journey? And I'll get to that a little later, and I promise. And later, I'm also going to tell you about my brand spanking new program called Prenatal Power. And this is a program that I've put my blood, sweat, and tears into. And it combines all my experience and knowledge into one awesome package in order to help you get the results you need. The program challenges you day to day, keeps you accountable, and that's precisely what goes on in Prenatal Power. But I'm going to get into that a little bit later. First, let's get into the myths of prenatal fitness, just like I promised. Oh, and of course, really quick, I forgot to introduce myself to those of you that don't know me, because I'm sure I am like 100% positive that not everyone knows who I am. As I mentioned in the beginning, my name is Daisy Andrea. I coach fit, athletic women, all about how they can stay strong during all phases of motherhood. I teach strong moms how to properly use quick, higher intensity strength training workouts to get safe and effective results, especially when it comes to pregnancy. Now, it was a Saturday evening a few years back, and I was sitting at my desk with my head resting on my hands. It took all my effort to breathe, and it felt like the room was closing in on me. I couldn't hold in my tears any longer. I thought today was going to be the start of an amazing weekend. I had just finished competing in a local CrossFit competition, and although I didn't play so well, I was so proud of my accomplishment and the progress I had made in my personal fitness in such a short time. I felt on top of the world. I felt fit. I felt sexy. I felt powerful. So why, you ask, was I sitting like at my desk crying and feeling like my life was over. It was reality. Reality was knocking on my door, and quite loudly. I had just turned 35 a few days earlier, and my husband chose to remind me that evening at dinner after my competition that I would soon have to give up all my crazy workouts and competitive dreams because our time to start a family was running out and that we needed to get serious about having a family. Now, we had always planned on starting a family, but I always felt too young and not ready. So it always seemed like something that was way far in the future. But apparently, the future had arrived and I had to face that reality. In my mind, I was at my physical peak. My percent body fat was somewhere near 16 or 18, and that was an all time low for me. And the six pack I had been working at for years finally made its appearance. I had always struggled with body image issues and always hated my body, especially as a teenager. And I was finally in a place where I loved and truly accepted my body. The thought of throwing that all away and losing all the hard work, efforts, and gains had me spiraling into a web of emotions. I was, of course, afraid of how pregnancy would ruin my body's physical appearance, of course, performance abilities, and I thought this would be forever. And I was angry at my husband for making this request at this time when I was so happy and kind of in love with myself. I was sad that I would have to be forced to stop doing the things I loved. And I was already resentful to this poor non existent baby for taking away my fit identity and taking away all that I was. I did not want to become the average pregnant woman. I saw on TV, pregnant women sitting around, maybe doing a little prenatal yoga or stretching here and there. And the whole concept of eating whatever you want just because you're eating from two for two really did not sit with me well. Hopefully you can relate to some of this. But at this point, I had been a personal trainer for over 20 years, but my education had never discussed with me on how to train a pregnant woman before, let alone a pregnant athlete. Now, watching other trainers in the gym, they either ignored the fact that their clients were pregnant or they treated them like they had some weird disease. So after I spent the day crying at my desk, being angry, scared, and feeling resentful, I decided that I wanted to make my pregnancy different than all my friends and family members. I wanted to figure out what it took to become a pregnant female athlete, and I wanted to figure out how to do it safely without giving up all the workouts and activities that I loved. I spent the rest of the day researching pregnant athletes and seeing what exactly was possible. In my search, I found that there have been some amazing pregnant athletes, and I wanted to be one of them. So since that day, I've dedicated my time and efforts into educating myself and researching what it takes to become a pregnant athlete. I felt as though pregnant women are ignored in the fitness industry. I mean, my fitness certifications did not even address how to properly train a pregnant or postnatal athlete. Now, over the years, more than 50% of my clients have been women. And of course, most of them have gone on to to become pregnant and have some children. Now, it made me wonder, how is it that the fitness industry does not make more efforts to serve women? So, because of my own initial selfish concerns, I thought that perhaps there were other women out there just like me, afraid, angry, a little depressed, and a little resentful of what pregnancy could do to my body, and wanting to deep down stay strong and fit through pregnancy safely without giving up all the workouts that I love. So, with that, Strong Moms Fitness has become my way of helping women struggling with those same fears of pregnancy. What I really want to say is that you don't have to feel this way. Feel how I did. There is no magic way to avoid the changes that your body is going to go through in pregnancy, obviously, but I want you to know that you don't have to feel afraid, angry, depressed, or resentful. It is possible to remain strong and fit during pregnancy so that you have a greater chance of bouncing back after pregnancy and reducing labor complications. And that's why I think it's so incredibly important that you showed up today. There is so much misinformation and ignorance surrounding pregnancy and fitness. So instead of panicking like I did, let's get going on those pregnancy myths. And I promise you, it makes all the difference. And I hope to shift your perspectives and perceptions about pregnancy and fitness from a negative experience to something that is fun, exciting, and provides you with some new goals and reframes your expectations of yourself and your body. Remember, the goal of our time together is to help get you from badass female athlete to confident strong mom without the confusion. So, in order to start working out safely and effectively during pregnancy, we first have to bust those old school myths I was talking about. When we are done today, you will know, one, the most common myths circulating about pregnancy and fitness. Two, why these myths are ridiculous. Three, why you should ignore these myths. Four, why these myths are so common. Five, how you can transition away from these myths. And six, how you can adapt and change your training techniques for pregnancy. So we're going to get to all of it. And without further ado, let's dive into the top 5 myths of pregnancy workouts. Now, as an athlete, this stuff is super important. You can, by all means, continue to follow old school advice, lose all your pre-pregnancy fitness gains, and continue to struggle with loving your pregnancy body. But in order to stay fit, learn to love your pregnancy body, have better post-pregnancy outcomes, and continue the workouts you love, you are going to want to readjust your thinking around these fitness myths. So here are the myths that we are going to bust today. Myth 1, if you were doing it before pregnancy, you can keep doing it and don't start doing anything new. Myth number 2, you won't get results with short workouts, so don't bother working out. Myth number 3, you can do anything you want when it comes to fitness. Just listen to your body and you'll be okay. Myth number 4, you don't need to modify your workouts during pregnancy unless it hurts. And myth number 5 is it's too dangerous to lift weights. Only walking and yoga are okay. I'm sure you have heard some of these. Feel free to hit me up in the chat, maybe type 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, and let me know if you have heard of any of these. But I'm going to jump in and elaborate a little more on each myth. So just to remind you, myth 1 is if you were doing it before pregnancy, you can keep doing it and don't start anything new. Pretty popular, am I right? Now, tell me, Who here has heard this one before? And who has told you that? Is it a sister, doctor, other family member? Type in a number 1 if you follow this statement, or type in a number 2 if you thought this was a little bit silly when hearing this. Now, some of you will be saying to yourself, well, why is this bad advice, Daisy? And I can see why you may think this way or agree with this statement. I mean, it is rational to think that because your body is used to doing something consistently and in a certain way, why would being pregnant require me to change my ways? And sure, you may think that starting something new will just confuse your body and perhaps lead you to harm or injury. Now, that is like saying if you wake up one day as a diabetic, that you don't have to change your diet and you shouldn't start anything new nutritionally or exercise routines because that's going to confuse your body. Well, a few years back, I had a regular client who worked out with me for many years. She was your typical type A figure athlete. She followed the shredding and cutting protocols and spent 3 hours in the gym using both free weights and machines. Now, on vacation during her second trimester, she heads to the hotel gym and finds that the only equipment in the gym are an array of kettlebells. And because this was a few years back, before kettlebells were all the rage, she'd actually never been introduced to them before. So she's a little afraid of them. And the gym also had a row or two, which she had never tried before in her life. So concluding with her doctor's advice of basically doing what she did before and not trying anything new, my client concluded that kettlebells were super dangerous and that she shouldn't attempt to use the kettlebells or rower, even with her athletic background. And I think that's kind of silly. Now, also because of this advice, it took so much effort to convince her that she really needed to stop her crazy bodybuilding diet techniques and training protocols. How is that for logic? So from that advice, it caused my clients to do more harm than good for herself and for her baby. I had to work really hard to refocus her workouts and set her mindset on the right path. Now, until I was able to convince her that her diet needed to be focused strictly on nourishing her baby and not her biceps, and that now was not the time to make PR gains in the gym, she kept on with her old school training and nutrition because the doctor told her it was okay to keep on with her old routine. Now, how logical is that? In this particular situation, she would have been better off doing a totally new workout of kettlebells and rowing rather than following her old program. It is totally okay to take up a new activity or a new way of working out while pregnant. Now, obviously, the consequence of following this myth can lead to harming a baby, and no one wants that. So it is really up to you whether you continue operating at this current myth or if you choose to use more common sense with your workouts. Now, I want you all to wake up. Has anyone been in this similar situation? Can you rate yourself maybe on a scale of 1 to 10 of how often you make this mistake or this way of thinking? Imagine what the rest of your pregnancy would be like if you continued to make this mistake and the impact it would have on your pregnancy, your workouts, and your baby. So I am hoping that from now on in your workouts, you really take the time to assess what you were doing previously and what is realistic right now, today. with all the changes that you are going through. And so now is the time to think about how you can make a change in the right direction. And that was myth number 1. Moving on to myth number 2, which is you won't get results with short workouts, so don't bother working out. Now, this tends to be what a lot of my pregnant clients say to me at some point or another along their pregnancy journey. This most commonly comes about in the first trimester when my clients are nauseous, tired, super hormonal, and then again later on in pregnancy when they're starting to show. Now, I can understand why you are programmed to think this way. I am sure you were like me at one point and felt that you needed to be in the gym 3 hours a day to see results, or that in order to make progress, that each workout had to be harder and longer than the next in order to see results. Thinking that short workouts won't get you success is like saying if you save only $1 a day, that you'll never save up any money since $1 is such a small amount and that it's just not worth it. But in fact, people that do get in the habit of saving small amounts of money consistently over time do have better financial success and wealth than those that don't save it at all. So don't give up. This is really more of a mental mindset concern. And it's really just more of a mental block that we can fall into when we're on the edge of feeling like we are failing or overwhelmed or just feeling like we're trapped in someone else's body. I know it is super hard when you have spent your whole life devoted to fitness. You work out daily, it's part of who you are and who you identify with. You're known as the fit person in your family or group of friends. But now, here comes baby, and that fit identity you once had seems to be slipping away, and you don't recognize that person in the mirror. I know it is hard, but as a strong woman, we can't give up and give in to that myth. We don't have to give in to the idea that pregnancy is a time to, quote, let yourself go. I say heck no to that. I don't buy that, and you shouldn't either. Being pregnant is not the time to sit around, chill on the couch, binge and watch Netflix, and eat junk food because gaining weight is just inevitable. Pregnancy is the time to start taking even better care of your body. More considerations should be taken in, and that means exercise. Even the American College of Obstetrics and Gynecologists say that physical activity in pregnancy has minimal risks and has been shown to benefit most women. Women with uncomplicated pregnancies should be encouraged to engage in aerobic and strength conditioning exercises before, during, and after pregnancy. Now, most of the women I work with come from backgrounds where they work out daily, sometimes twice a day, and sometimes for 2 to 3 hours a day. And while that is totally okay, it is not necessary to gain muscle mass or maintain strength during pregnancy to go about all those measures. It has been proven that even short, highly focused strength training workouts bring about gains. As long as you're challenging your muscles, all will be okay. Now, as I take a drink, how many of you fall into this category of long, intense, never-ending workouts? Type in 1 if you fall into this belief that working out is an all or nothing event. From this, all I want you to do is to picture yourself sitting around watching TV and giving up on your fitness for the time being. Or if you are the type of person who takes action and continues to put in the effort of maintaining fitness, even if that means stepping back a bit and dialing down your hardcoreness. Which would you rather be? The couch potato or slightly watered down athlete? You make the choice. Pregnancy is relatively short, so you really need to make the decision now on how you're going to show up every day during your pregnancy. Myth number 3. You can do anything you want when it comes to fitness. Just listen to your body and it will be okay. Wow. Type 1 if you've heard this before. Type 1 if you follow this one. This myth is probably even more common than myth number 1. For my athletic women, I hope you can easily rationalize why this statement is a total myth. But I can see why you may fall into this trap. For those who have been training in any sport, you have been trained to suck it up, especially as women. We have become desensitized by the aches, pains, and warning signs of our bodies, all in the name of fitness. We have learned to fight through the pain, wrap up our knees, wrists, and ankles, and push through until it is all over. We have worked so hard to block these things out that telling a fit and athletic woman to just listen to their body is virtually impossible without some sort of reprogramming of the mind completely. Conversely, going through workouts with the mindset of listening to every ache and pain and ping we may be feeling can lead ourselves to spiral into a state of overanalysis and overly worrying. It is easy to make every little feeling a big deal, potentially bringing about fears in our workouts that every little twinge is super bad, creating unnecessary fear of working out because the potential of harm. Now, as you can see, the statement, listen to your body, can be blown out of proportion on either end of the spectrum. It's like thinking that every noise and creak that we hear in our home means that your house is going to fall down. Noises and creaks are just part of the house settling. And while we should pay attention to the cues that our house or our body is giving us, we shouldn't freak out with every ping, noise, creaking that we experience. So in order to follow this myth, you really have to be dialed into your body. But then again, not too dialed. So this can be super hard for many women that are into fitness. Now, I would love to know, I want to wake you guys up. I want you to chat in the text. Where do you fall on this spectrum? Are you a 0? Have you learned to block out your body cues? Are you a 10 and have the ability to feel every little tickle? Or are you somewhere in the middle? Imagine what it would be like to go through your workouts as a pure 0 or a pure 10 on that spectrum. Do you think you would hit your pregnancy fitness goals if you followed this myth or belief? Now, who is ready to make a change, reframe your mindset around pain, or cut out that myth and belief forever? Let me know. Let me know in the box. All right, so moving on to myth number 4. You do not need to modify your workouts during pregnancy unless it hurts. Let me know if you've heard this one before. Who knows? This may even be you. But it totally makes me cringe and perhaps makes me even a little nauseous. Here's a story. Picture this, a 34-week pregnant woman flopping to the ground and doing full-on burpees. Freaks me out just thinking of it. But when the woman was asked about her workouts, she said, "My motto is, if it doesn't hurt when I'm doing it, it won't hurt me or my baby." Yikes! I am sorry to say, this is completely and totally flat out wrong. Just because an exercise is pain-free in the moment, it doesn't mean that it doesn't have the potential to cause harm in the long term or even in the short term. It is like thinking that just because you don't feel sick after eating a Big Mac, that a Big Mac must be good for you. This is where pregnancy modifications come into play. I am pretty sure that most of you have downloaded the copy of my do and don't guide to pregnancy workouts from my website. It outlines specific modifications and many of the reasons why certain exercises are not advised. But that is a totally different class, and we're not going to get into specific modifications. And I don't have time to break down all the do's and don'ts, but I want you to know that being pregnant does change your workouts. The baby inside you needs to receive blood, nutrients, and oxygen at all times. And just because you don't feel pain doesn't mean that you are being 100% safe. Your body is going through so many changes that it is ridiculous to think that you do not need to adjust or adapt in some way. I don't want to see any one of you doing any harm to yourself or your baby. So please keep in mind that just because you're not currently in pain, please realize that certain things do need to be modified. I have shown so many other women how to stay fit and healthy during pregnancy, and all while keeping safe. So if you're interested in learning more, stick with me, and also grab my do and don't guide from my website if you haven't already. Now this is interaction time again. Wake up. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being totally knowledgeable and 1 being totally clueless on how pregnancy workouts work, type in the chat where you think you're at. Imagine the potential impact an injury to yourself or your baby could cost you. If you have no idea how you should be modifying at this time, step back, take action, and educate yourself on safe and effective pregnancy workouts. I plead with you. All right, so next, this is our final myth, guys. I'm so excited. And I love this one. And this one is, it's too dangerous to lift weights when you're pregnant. Only walking and yoga are okay. So now that I just finished discussing modifications, I don't want to get you down and upset that you have to stop all of your favorite exercises because you're pregnant. That is totally not what I'm saying. You don't have to wave the towel, give up, and take up prenatal yoga or mall walking. I'm totally not saying that. This myth makes me a little mad, and being pregnant doesn't mean that you are all instantly delicate flowers, and that you should wrap your body in some sort of bubble wrap and completely stop all the activities you love. The reason for this myth is totally out of uneducated fears. It is easy for personal trainers and the people around you to be overly cautious and underestimate your abilities. Plenty of female athletes continue to work out while pregnant and at the same time have favorable outcomes with birth and postnatal health. Now, people like Serena Williams was 2 months pregnant when she won her 23rd Grand Slam title at the Australian Open. Dana Vollmer, a 4-time Olympic gold medalist, swam the 50-meter freestyle at the Arena Pro Swim Series while she was 6 months pregnant. Kerri Walsh Jennings, a beach volleyball champ, was 5 weeks pregnant during the 2012 London Olympics. Alyssa Montano ran an 800-meter race at the U.S. Track and Field Outdoor Championships at 34 weeks pregnant. Now, remember earlier the quote from the American College of Obstetrics and Gynecologists? They even flat out state that strength training, specifically strength training, is recommended during pregnancy. So do not let your mother-in-law tell you to put the weights down, that you're hurting your baby. It's simply not true. It does come back again to proper scaling and modifications of your workouts. It is important to be realistic with your workouts and find that pregnancy workout happy zone. How many of you have been told by others to stop working out? Maybe family members, maybe people that really kind of don't know what they're talking about. How many have been given dirty looks at the gym while working out? I would love to hear any experience you've had and how you responded to it. Now, I'm going to share with you, I have had so many clients give up on working out in the gym and working out in the comfort of their home instead because they didn't want to put up with others around them criticizing them. And that's totally okay. And if you need me to help you with that, that is what I do best in a totally judgment-free environment. I would so love there to be, I would love to be there when you tell your mother-in-law that according to the American College of Obstetrics and Gynecologists, that women should be encouraged to engage in aerobic and strength training exercises before, during, and after pregnancy. Oh yeah, I encourage you to stand up and empower yourself. Take away any feelings or regret or worry that strength training is harmful. All right, so now that I've gone through the 5 myths, I'm sure I have confused you more. And now you're wondering, how am I supposed to stay fit and strong safely while pregnant? If you have been paying attention from the beginning, I mentioned my secret inner circle journey to prenatal fitness. This inner circle journey is the path my clients go through when they start working with me. And this framework is super helpful because it's important to know where you're starting from and where you want to go so that you can achieve your fitness goals during pregnancy. And this will help increase your clarity, confidence, and fitness results. So I usually just share this with my coaching clients, but I really wanted to add this in our workshop today because it is super valuable. So I am going to go through the steps and stages of prenatal fitness, and they're kind of portrayed here in this Venn diagram that I call the inner circle journey model. I love tongue twisters, as you can tell. Now, the first circle is vulnerability. And of course, this is more powerful and profound for my first time moms out there. You may be embarking upon something totally new in your life. And perhaps you're like most of my clients who are really fit, athletic, and have been working out for as long as they can remember. They're known as the fit person in their family, and amongst their friends also, that's like their identity. But now they're in this time of change, uncertainty, and perhaps they had like this ideal vision or plan of how they were going to handle their fit pregnancy, but things just maybe didn't work out as planned, and their workouts keep getting derailed for one reason or another, and they can't stay on track, and they really just don't know what to do. So you may be in this, first stage of this circle here. Now, the next step on the journey is the challenge. Now, as pregnancy progresses, my clients experience difficulty and resistance with maintaining their goals. Everyday life kind of gets in the way, and their bodies and limitations change and fluctuate day to day, making their old workouts difficult and challenging. And who's got the time? They're unsure and lacking confidence in what they can and can't do in order to be safe and still get the results that they desire. Now, the end result is either victory or failure of meeting their goals, and it's not the victory that is unattainable, like that woman on the cover of a fitness magazine who looks like totally ripped and is all belly and airbrushed. It is the realistic goal of having your version of a super fit and healthy pregnancy, whatever that means for you, but importantly, whatever that means for you realistically. Now, it's just a matter of what path you choose in your everyday life that gets you to this end result of either victory or failure. Now, people either let their minds take over with all the can'ts, the I hates, or the I don't want tos, and they can choose to take control, seek a guide to help them gain clarity, confidence, and the results that they desire, all by taking action in their everyday life while using the strength of the mind to get them through the daily struggles of pregnancy. Now, I hope that kind of clarified for you. Do you see yourself at a certain point in this model? If so, where do you stand, or what do you struggle with? I'd love to know. Are you currently set up for victory, or are you kind of on the path to failing what you've set for yourself? Where you kind of like have given up? Where are you on this roadmap? I would love to know. Regardless of where you are in this model, it's super easy to get back onto that path to your victory, whatever your personal victory is, and to avoid that failure. Now, before I show you how to get back to that path of victory, I want to remind you of our truths and our myths. And our truth, number one, remember, it's never too late to refocus your workouts and start a new workout plan that is effective and safe. Truth two, you can get amazing results from short and simple workouts. And truth number three, prenatal health can be overwhelming when you think you've got to do all the things at all the time, but I want to say that as long as you have a system, support, and a plan, it is really super simple to get you to that victory. Now, recapping the myths we talked about, myth one is if you were doing it before pregnancy, you can keep doing it and don't start anything new. Myth two, you won't get results from short workouts, so don't bother working out. Myth three, listen to your body and it will be okay. Myth four, you do not need to modify your workouts during pregnancy unless it hurts. And myth five, it's too dangerous to lift weights during pregnancy. Only walking and yoga are okay. Remember that. So, I really want to thank you for watching and joining in this workshop today. I do have a few questions for you. I want to know what has been most helpful, what has been most valuable for you so far. Type into the chat box, what are your thoughts? Was I able to bust some myths for you today? Do you have maybe some other myths that you want to chat about or bring up? And as you may know, all of these truths and myths can leave you feeling, well, one, frustrated with your workouts and not sure exactly what to do, how to do it, and what exercises are right for you. Also, you maybe have tried doing your old workouts as always, and things are not working for you as you had planned. 3, you want to avoid making mistakes and you want to avoid doing something wrong. And 4, you may want to stay fit and healthy during pregnancy, but you're confused on how to go about it. Now, this leads us to the next obvious question, which is, how do you implement the ideas that we discussed here today? And not let this just be another workshop or class you attend. Can I ask who here really resonated with these ideas and new philosophies? I'd love to hear in the chat. Now, like I mentioned at the start, I want to give you as much as I can in our time together today, but I know that there is more to your journey in prenatal fitness than just busting a few myths so that you can tell your mother-in-law to go bugger up. There is so much more to this journey than that. You really have to implement this stuff and follow that path so you can reach your victory. Would you agree? So, would it be okay if I share with you some of the next steps for those of you who would like some more help and guidance? Now, I want you to imagine what moving through the remainder of your pregnancy with someone to guide you and coach you along the way would look like. And I want you to imagine yourself in the late stages of your 3rd trimester, now that you have been coached and guided along the way. What would that feel like for you? What would that look like for you? First word that comes into your mind, I would love for you to chat that into the box. I would love to know that first word that comes to mind for you. Now, what would that feel like for you a few months from now as you're holding your brand new baby? Would you be enjoying your new baby instead of worrying about how you're going to get your pre-baby body back? Heck yeah. Imagine connecting with your new complete family and being confident that you can handle anything that comes your way because you are a strong mom. Now, I also want you to picture yourself 6 months post-baby. What would that be like? What would that be like and look like for you? What would that feel like? Notice the mom that you are being and notice how you feel about yourself. What are you doing at that stage post baby? How do you get to that level? What is the fastest and easiest way? What is the next most logical step for you to implement into your life? That now to be that strong, fit, healthy mom who's ready for anything that motherhood can bring her way. Remember, there are two paths when it comes to the inner circle journey: the path of victory or the path of failure, where you give up on yourself and just quit and let pregnancy and life struggle and take over you. You can take that path to victory and follow a process that has been working for others. And if you've resonated with these ideas, then I know it's going to work for you as well if you apply the system. So I want to share with you my solution. But before that, I do need to be upfront. This is not for everyone. This is not for you if you're not ready to roll up your sleeves and commit to your health and fitness. This is not for you if you think that you know it all about pregnancy and prenatal fitness and you want to go about your workouts the same old way. This is not for you if you want to be the girl in the gym who's flopping on the floor doing military-style burpees well into her third trimester. This is not for you if you would rather use pregnancy as a time to eat what you want and put your feet up. This is also not for you if you think the changes of pregnancy and motherhood will not get in the way of your workouts. Well, this program is not for you if you think of any of those as you. But this program is for you if you want to take this to the next level and you are dedicated to a strong, fit, and healthy pregnancy. This is for you if you are willing to try new things, still want to implement challenging yet safe workouts. This is for you if you are coachable and want someone to help you and keep you motivated and accountable along the way. This is for you if you want to be a part of a community of women who serve each other and bring others up. So that next step is Prenatal Power, a coaching program designed for pregnant women who love to work out, designed to take you, the badass fit woman, and transition you to badass, fit, confident, strong mom. This is my signature program that I have put my heart and soul into and helps women to remove the vulnerability and meet the challenge of pregnancy head on and, of course, reach your personal victory. Now, the program consists of 16 weeks of bi-weekly elite level group coaching to help you stay strong, fit, and supported during pregnancy, which is valued at over $1,600. That equals 8 total calls. This is everything you would expect from a personal trainer, but more. I know you don't need hand-holding or rep counting. You need help adjusting your strategy so that you can continue the workouts you love. Now, with these bi-weekly group meetings, we can evaluate your form, your breathing techniques, and your posture, for example, keeping your workouts effective and safe. I'll be there to help you modify and adjust as you progress through pregnancy and make sure that you are staying safe and remaining pain-free. Now, the group coach provides support and accountability, knowing that you're not in this alone, that you are held accountable to keep going, and knowing that you're connected to women who are where you're at. Now, Whatever questions, concerns, problems you may have in regards to your fitness during pregnancy, well, this elite level coaching program has got you covered. I am here for you every step of your pregnancy journey. Also included are, of course, your pregnancy workouts. You're going to have lifetime access to 16 weeks of workouts, which are designed to help you continue training with adaptive strategies catered to your body and your ever-changing needs. You are going to have access to our personal workout and coaching app, which you can certainly bring with you to your gym. You can work out with, with this at your home. It has all your workouts laid out with demo exercises, modifications, and it's really just super handy to have. We also have it set up so that you have reminders of what your daily workout is. And if you miss a workout, you're also going to be held accountable for that too. And our workout series is valued at over $4,000. It's an amazing value. Also, you will have access to our community Facebook group. If you need any outside help outside of my office hours, you have access to our exclusive Facebook community. Now, in this community, this is where you can get your questions answered 24/7, and you're going to have additional support from other pregnant athletes just like you. So a really cool, supportive, helpful group that you're going to have access to. Also with the program, you are going to have your accountability emails. Now, not only are you going to get emails reminding you of your daily workout and emails reminding you if you've missed a workout, there are also workout emails giving you the breakdown of what is happening day to day, first thing in the morning. You will also get what I call a weekly accountability email, which functions to help you stay on track, achieve your goals, and kind of give you the kick in the buns to keep on moving. And this is valued at about $199. Now, I want to recap what the value that this program offers. Now, I want to recap. You've got your 16 weeks of workouts at $4,000. You've got your bi-weekly coaching calls valued at $1,600. Your weekly accountability valued at $199. You've got your community Facebook group also valued at $199. And don't forget, you've got unlimited lifetime access to your workout. So that is a total value of almost $6,000. Totally crazy. But of course, that is not what you are going to pay. And I want you to know that I also have an extra limited price break for those of you that have watched this class. So my program runs every day on my website for $2,500, which after seeing the value is still an amazing deal. But I am going to do even better. Just for watching this class, I am offering a special workshop sale price for the next 7 days. You have the opportunity to grab this awesome coaching program for just $1,197, which is an unbelievable savings of $1,300. Or if you need more help, it can be broken down into 4 monthly payments of $350. But paying in full does actually save you $203. Now, I want you to feel really comfortable when you join this program So as with all my programs, I offer a 14-day guarantee. If for any reason you don't think that you're going to be a good fit for this coaching program, I will refund your money, no questions asked. Now, just to make this deal even sweeter, I have some cool bonuses for you that I know you won't be able to refuse. First, you'll get my Fit Traveling Mama workout plan, which is valued at $97. Perfect for those times when you're traveling or you don't have access to a gym. So you can't use the "but I was on vacation" excuse with this travel workout PDF program. The second bonus is the Overscheduled Fit Mama workout plan. This is valued also at $97, and this is for those of you who say that you just don't have the time. It's no longer acceptable for that fit mama inside you. This PDF contains time-saving, moderate intensity workouts, great for the on-the-go mom to be who needs short and sweet workouts. It wasn't intended this way, but these workouts are also great on those days where you're really tired, maybe a little nauseous, and maybe not even up for a workout. But by the time you realize you are working out, the workout is over. And bonus 3, you'll get my Belly Mindset program, which is valued at $197. This bonus is amazing for you women who are struggling with your body. Loving your new mama body may be difficult, especially if your pre-pregnancy body put those Fit magazine models to shame. This Mindset Powerhouse video program gives you the exact tips and tricks you need to overcome your biggest fears, worries, and concerns about your pre and post baby body. I know you will love it. Now, here is the huge bonus that I alluded to earlier in the class. And oh my gosh, is this huge? For this week only, I am offering an upgrade on everyone who signs up to 8 bonus coaching calls. So you can make sure that you are fully supported because, as you know, every week, pregnancy brings on new changes and new challenges. So this way, I will be there for you every step of the way. This 8 coaching call upgrade is valued upwards of $1,600. The only thing that I ask in exchange is help in making this program better by answering my feedback or questions so that I can make this program better for you. So I just want to go through it again of the value and what you get when you sign up for this coaching program. You get lifetime access to 16 weeks of workouts. You're getting 16 weeks of coaching calls. You're getting a weekly accountability email. And don't forget those daily emails too. You get access to a private Facebook group. You get our travel bonus workouts. You get our time saver bonus workouts. And you get the Belly Mindset bonus also. And remember, we've upgraded you to an extra 8 coaching calls. That is a total value of about $8,000, and all just for the price of $1,197. Totally awesome. So, guys, you get 16 weeks of access to my hand-holding, coaching, love, and support during your pregnancy, all for the amazing price of $1,197. But you must act on this within the next 7 days. So to join the program, simply click on the button on the screen to help you get started. Then you will notice It will take you to a secure shopping cart where you can either enter your credit card or PayPal info to sign up. And within 24 hours, you will receive a welcome email from me, which will take you on your next steps. I am so looking forward to seeing you on the other side and can't wait to welcome you into the program. And remember, after you join, you'll get the email with all of the details. Right now, for those of you who have some more questions, I'm going to be around a little longer to answer any of the questions that you may have. And of course, I'm going to try and answer as many as I can. I also want to let you know that if you're not comfortable asking me any questions in like the chat box there, again, I want to stress to use the questions button at the bottom right corner, and that is the direct way to get to me, and I can certainly answer those there. So let's get on to a couple of questions, and I'm going to go through some of the ones that I've seen that have come up most often. And the first one I get is, what equipment do I need? And I want to reply to that by saying you can get away with having your own, heavy kettlebell set or dumbbell set, but it is up to you if you want to, or invest in more equipment. And I know, of course, a lot of you guys that are very into fitness, you probably have everything that you need already at home. So some kettlebells of, a couple different weights. I have 3 different weights. I kind of have a low, a medium, and a super heavy. And up to you, it's good to have a bench, something that you can do step-ups on. An exercise ball comes in handy a little bit later in pregnancy. Always handy to have a barbell, not a necessity, but you could certainly do all the barbell stuff with dumbbells and kettlebells. And of course, as your belly gets a little bit larger, a bar gets more and more challenging. So if you were to pick dumbbells versus a barbell to purchase, I would definitely say to purchase some dumbbells as opposed to a barbell, because again, later in pregnancy, it's going to be harder to do certain movements, as you can imagine, the larger that your belly gets. Always good to have some resistance bands. If you have access to a pull-up bar or some ankle weights, that's always handy too. We are not doing pull-ups in part of our workout program, mainly because a lot of times with pull-ups, there is a little bit of a misregulation of pressure. So I really like to be kind of in person when I'm doing pull-ups, but the pull-ups are great for the coaching calls. If you want to maybe have your phone with you, buy a pull-up bar, we can analyze your pull-up and I can give you the green light if it's okay for you to continue with those. But just to let you know, again, when it comes down to equipment, just a couple of either kettlebells or dumbbells, and you could pretty much make do. The more you have, of course, the better. For times when you are traveling, have minimal equipment, then that is where I have the bonus of the travel workouts, and those require no equipment, maybe a little resistant band, something that packs very easily. So that's good with that. Now, I get another question too, is how long will I have access to the program? And the answer is lifetime, with a little bit of a caveat. So I am going to share a couple of my screen so that I can explain that to you a little bit better. And we have a few different softwares that we use. We have a online dashboard, so that's what I'm going to show you first. So bear with me as I share my screen. So this is our dashboard, and this is going to be the main portal for everything that goes on. So if you don't know what you're doing or where you need to find something, default to the dashboard. It goes through everything. So this is kind of what it will look like for you. There are different, it's blocked off in different sections. So this is kind of the get started section. The program success will kind of go over the program in general, how it works, where to find your workouts, how to get your workouts, what you're going to be doing every day. Of course, we've got a few things for medical clearance, questionnaire so I can learn more about you, talk again about equipment, and then a waiver. Second section, we've got kind of a mind-body connection section where we are talking about things like safety, learning how to breathe correctly, some pregnancy do and don'ts, also mindset for pregnancy fitness, and that will kind of get a little bit larger as we go on. And then we have movement foundations, and in movement foundations, this is where we break down different movements and talk about how we can adjust form, how we can adjust your breathing, your technique, how you're managing your pressures, so that you're able to execute certain movements more comfortably, so that you're not in pain or discomfort or feeling a little awkward. If you're feeling abdominal pressure or pelvic floor pressure, that's where this section will address things like that. So that's your movement foundations. Then of course we have the workout section. Now the workout section is going to be in two places. Here you will find all of our workouts in a PDF kind of workbook. The second place that you will find all your workouts is going to be on your phone or iPad and computer. You can access this software, and I'm going to show that to you next. And then below, after our coaching calls, I'm going to post all the coaching calls in there, and then additional reference material, so any sort of like additional reading, other classes that I think that are beneficial, videos, whatever. And then anytime you wish to give the program a critique or me a critique, you could submit a testimonial. So that was the overall portal. You're going to have lifetime access to that. Now it's the app that you'll have only the 16-week access to. So this is the TrueCoach app, and this will have all of your workouts. And what you will also get with this is you will get reminder emails in the morning that you have the workout, and it kind of gives you a workout breakdown. And then if you miss a workout, it will also email you too. So if you are just using the PDFs, you can certainly choose to work out any way you'd like. But if you use the PDFs, just realize I'm not going to know whether you finished a workout or not. So here, if you're looking at your screen, we've got, you know, all the workouts are here. If you want to message me, you could click there, and it's like a little instant messenger. And then if you go to account, there's a couple settings that you can play with. But all your workouts for, I think it's about a week or 2 weeks, are laid out in the screen. I do suggest that you just kind of go as the days are ordered. If you're not interested in that, then by all means, just use kind of the PDFs and use as you want. Here's the breakdown of the workout. If you hit begin, starts out the workout, goes into the first exercise. There's a sample in here. If you had a problem with it, send me a message. If you don't like the movement, if it's bringing you pain, if you need to work on it, we'll talk about that. Coaching call or even in a private message. And here are, you know, it's just kind of going through the workout, tells you how to do it. There are some notes, like for example, 10 reps with or without weight. And that's pretty much the app. So it's super handy, super portable. You can use it on your phone, you can use it on your iPad or even desktop. So I'm gonna stop sharing, and that was, so hopefully that answered your question, is how long will I have access? Again, to brief with that again, that desktop page, you're going to have lifetime access to that, and then you're going to have lifetime access to all the exercises on the PDF. And then when it comes to your app, it's called TrueCoach, you're going to have 16 weeks access to that. So you could totally do that. And then again, with the coaching is just exclusively the 16 weeks of the group coaching calls. So the dates are we're going to work out a kind of a community date that works out best for all of us. And hopefully that answers your question with that one. And so let's go to another question. All right, so what if the program is not for me? And I talked about this a little bit earlier about our 14-day refund program. And I want to say that I want you to try and join this program and feel like you are not risking everything. So I want to make it easy for you. I want to make this a no-brainer for you. You can certainly try the program, and if after 14 days you think that it's not right for you, maybe because it's not the type of way you like to work out or not, or if maybe some medical thing comes into play in the first 14 days, then you can utilize that. However, after the 14 days, I do not offer any additional refunds, and even refunds for medical concerns. So I want you to be aware of that also. And I know you're gonna love the workouts, because if you're here watching this, it's because you like lifting weights and high intensity training type thing, boot camp sort of stuff. So it should be right up your alley anyways. So there shouldn't be any surprises when it comes to that. Another question I get often is, how much time do I need for the workouts? And most of the workouts, start to finish, are rarely more than 40 minutes long. And it kind of has to do with you too. If you are kind of having a slow day, then maybe it could take you a little bit longer. It could be shorter if you just want to do, one of the exercises one of the workouts where we do, let's say 5 rounds. If you find that you're gassed or winded, tired at 3 rounds, it's really up to you whether you stop at that 3 rounds. So it's kind of what you make it. And the good thing about this is, sure, you can bring the app to a gym, to your box, whatever you want to have, wherever you go to. You could certainly do that, but you can, for the most part, just do this at home, and of course not have to worry about your commute, packing your clothes, worrying about what your clothes looks like on you. You could just work out from home. So I think that is what makes this program awesome, is no, you don't have to leave the house. So you can do everything that you need to do for your workout for the day, 40 minutes, be done. Okay. Next question. So another question is, I do get a lot, can I do or start this program anytime during my pregnancy? And the answer is yes, you can start this anytime. And that's kind of what the coaching calls are for also, is we can vary and adjust the programming, the base level of programming, any way you want. You can dial it up, you can dial it down. We can adjust if you find that it is uncomfortable for you to do lunges, for example. We can get around that. That's not a big problem. What we can also do, if you're having problems doing a movement, is for our coaching call, is we can analyze your movement so that we can see if maybe it's just a slight adjustment and then you will be able to do it, or we can determine whether maybe now is no longer the best time to do it. So I do have women that start as early as soon as they find out they're pregnant, or we do have women that start out in their third trimester, and then as they progress for that remainder of the third trimester, they kind of take it down as they feel they need to. So totally flexible, and that's the benefit of having me as your coach with you, because we can make certain adjustments and modifications as needed. And here's another question. What if I don't feel well? So of course, that is just gonna, that's just part of pregnancy. And, you know, I'm gonna give you a couple tips and tricks as we go along in the program, but always know that we can break down your workouts a certain way, you know, so that maybe 10, you know, break down your one workout into maybe 10-minute chunks. You don't have to work out every single morning at 8 a.m. for this program. You're not locked into a time. So if you find that evenings are better for you, if you feel better, then you don't really have to worry about it, because the schedule is yours, other than our group coaching calls, which are going to be at a specific time. It's really very flexible program. So most of my women really love that. Now, let's see. Next question. Alrighty. So here we go. I am unsure if this program is right for me. It does seem pretty expensive. Is it okay if I continue? All right, so next question. The next question, and I get this kind of, you know, of course, anytime. How come your program is, you know, during this sale is $11.97 or full price of $24.97, and I can get an app for $10 a month? And why is that? And I want to let you know that the reason why the price is what it is because it is a coaching program. It's like getting personal training, and I did put it in a group format so that it is even more, you know, affordable. If you are going to go and work with a personal trainer, you're looking at anywhere from $100 to $150 a session, and that adds up really darn quickly. So getting 16 weeks of coaching, assistance, support is definitely very well rationalized, and it is an amazing value. And just, you know, if you're hesitating, then try it. You've got your 14 days and you'll see what we're all about. And again, if you don't like it, that's fine. I won't take it personally. I just want you to give it a chance, because if you have experienced personal training before or other type of coaching, this is really an elite level coaching. This is a lot of support, a lot of care. So I know that you are going to find a lot of value in the program. So once you grab one of those $10 apps, you've got no care, no support, no one to help you if you're struggling with a movement, if you're uncomfortable. This is what training is for. So I think I got to all the main questions. If I missed anything, definitely hit that messenger button questions on the, on the bottom, and I can certainly enter them, you enter them in, and then I will get back to you. And once again, are you ready to join Prenatal Power? If you want to know more about the details, again, if you want to recap, you can scroll down all the way, or you can hit the recap button. I'm just going to kind of reiterate everything that I went over in this last little bit of the workshop, and hit join now and you'll be in. Once you hit that button, you're going to go right to an order form. It just takes a few minutes. And you'll get an email from me shortly thereafter explaining everything you need to get started on your journey. You'll get access to that dashboard, access to that app, everything you need to get going. Now, also, if you are still on the fence and not sure if this is right for you, I want you to also look down and click on the button that says strategy call or coaching call. I'm trying to remember what it says. It says book a call with me. So click the button that says book a call with me. Here we can discuss what your needs are, what your limitations are, what you're working with. We can chat also about what exactly is holding you back. If one of the questions in the Q&A didn't get addressed, we can go ad nauseam about that. But I totally want to make sure that this program is right for you. So feel free to pick a time and a day that work best for you, and we can go ahead and have that personal chat. So it is decision time, and I think you've got two decisions here. You can skip prenatal power and go about your journey yourself and hope that you reach your victory, which can be super frustrating. You can keep trying to figure out what you should and should not be doing, wondering why things hurt or why things aren't feeling right, which for most people eventually leads you to give up or hurting yourself. So that leads you to decision number 2, where you can 100% commit to a strong and fit pregnancy full of support and coaching. And believe me, that will feel very, very good that you don't have to go at this alone. So don't lose that fit woman. Become a strong mom today. Now, I know that we are down to the seconds here, and I'm going to stay on for a minute or two. So if you haven't signed up, click the link on your screen. It will take you to a checkout page. Fill out that order form, and you're good to go. So if you can do that in the next few minutes, you will get your welcome email within 24 hours, and we'll get started. If you need a recap of everything we talked about, it's all down below on this page. And of course, if you still have any sort of hesitation, I want you to sign up for a strategy call with me. And in that strategy call, what we'll do is we will talk about anything that is holding you back, anything that is keeping you on the fence. If you have any questions, if you don't feel like this program is 100% for you, just take the time, click the button, and we can go through what you're working on, what you're struggling with, and how we can make your pregnancy workouts awesome. So definitely hit that strategy call button with me if you are still on the fence. I would love to chat with you and see how I can help you. Now, I can't thank you enough for being here with me. I am one lucky girl that I get to teach what I love and coach some amazing women. Now, the fact that you are so serious about your health and fitness and that you are still here with me until the very end, and you know how incredibly important it is that you have a fit and safe pregnancy, I mean, you were made for this program. I mean, there is nothing that makes me happier than working out with people that have a passion for fitness. I want to thank you again so much for joining me today. I can't wait to see you in prenatal power. Thank you.